last few moments of my life. My car continues to descend down the hill at an alarming pace, and the fact I can barely see what is outside means that I have little idea when this out-of-control ride might end. Will I hit a tree? A wall? Or will I go over a cliff? None of these options are appealing, but it's surely only a matter of time until I find out which one contributes to my impending death. The sudden stop a moment later almost causes me to leave my seat and fly over the steering wheel towards the cracked windscreen. But my seatbelt does its job and keeps me in place, so that I avoid that trauma. But I'm still not in a good way. And as I tentatively open my eyes and look around through the gloomy night air, checking my body for signs of damage sustained in the crash, I can see blood as well as the faint outline of one very large branch impaled in the passenger seat beside me. It's lucky that nobody was sitting there, because they would certainly have been skewered. But the sight of the leaves and the bark in my car lets me know which of the three options ended up being the one to bring me to a stop. It was the tree. I start to panic when I realise that the crash has knocked out my car's headlights, plunging me into near darkness, and my state of mind is made worse when I initially struggle to free my legs from beneath the steering wheel and exit my stricken vehicle. But I calm myself down enough to realise that I'm not actually trapped, and that allows me to open the door and extricate myself from the doomed car. As I stumble out onto the grass, I almost expect a police officer to be right there waiting for me with a pair of handcuffs and a stern expression, reading me my rights, whilst at the same time wondering how I was able to survive such a crash. But there is nobody else here, and as I look back up the hill in the direction of the road that I just spectacularly veered off, I don't even see any flashing lights anymore. The police cars have gone. Amazingly, I seem to have lost them. That moment of relief is tempered somewhat by the realisation that I am still stuck in the middle of nowhere, battered and bruised, beside a car that is no longer roadworthy. I might have avoided capture for now, but I'm still a long way from safety. But as I stagger towards the large tree that halted my vehicle's descent into the abyss, I think about how there is still a chance that I could get out of this. I have just evaded the law, and maybe my luck doesn't have to run out here. I could keep evading them. I could get away with murder. It's an easy decision to make as I lean against the tree and fight to get my breath back. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. But in order to do that, I need to fundamentally change who I am. I'll need a new name, a new look, a new personality. I'll have to become a new woman. And I'll have to get as far from this place as possible. There's a lot to do, and very little time to do it in, but I am determined to give it a try. I've made mistakes, and I've done things I shouldn't have done, but I can't change the past. All I can do is try and change my future. Here's to the next woman I'm going to be, whoever she may be. One thing is for sure. If I'm going to get away with this, she has to be different to the woman I am today. Very different. Chapter 1. 2 years later. Mary, did you get that? I look away from the window that I have just been staring out of and turn in the direction of my boss at the head of this table. She has just asked me a question, so I should give her an answer. The problem is, if I answer truthfully, then she isn't going to like it. That's because I didn't record whatever it was she just said. I was too busy daydreaming. I was too busy thinking about the woman I used to be. Mary, are you with us? Clarissa tries again. A woman of her stature in this company, not accustomed to being ignored by one of her employees, and certainly not one as lowly as me. Sorry, I was miles away, but it won't happen again, I say, picking up my pen again and going back to doing what I should have been doing before I became distracted, which is recording the minutes of this meeting so I can type them up and send them out to all attendees later in the day. Clarissa would be well within her rights to admonish me in front of the rest of our colleagues sitting around this meeting room table, but she's never been that kind of manager. She's not soft, but she's not strict either.